Well, folks, welcome back to Gotham City Billiard Club. We're coming to you live. We're bringing you the Gotham City Billiards inaugural 9-ball Pro Classic, $11,000 cash added. We're about to get underway with these two champions they just saw on your monitor. Mike Dechaine, the fireball, playing the RoboCop, Dennis Orcollo out of the Philippines. I'll tell you what, this whole tournament's been top pros from around the world, and here's top pros we're going to watch right now. But before we get underway, we want to make sure we thank a lot of our sponsors. Ozone Billiards, that's ozonebilliards.com for all your billiard supplies. Aramis Balls, Simona's Cloth, Gotham City Technologies, Baltimore Cues, AccuStats, who's going to be bringing you the U.S. Open October 24th through the 30th. Mr. Joel Shapiro. Joe DeVito, thedevitoteam.com. Everything for realty, make sure to check out thedevitoteam.com. Poolonthenet.com, delta13.com. Mr. Phil Capel at billiardspress.com, poolmag.com. azbilliards.com, the world's largest pool and billiards website, azbilliards.com, pool.biz, Poison Cues by Predator, the NAPL, playnapl.com, and of course, Predator. We're going to set these thoroughbreds off on their way right now. So hold on to your seats. As we mentioned, Molinari Glove. Mr. Ira Lee and the whole crew is on board, not only for free streams, but for pay-per-views. That's molinariglove.com. Check them out for your gloves. Earl Strickland's wearing them, numerous other players. And believe me, they're built the right way. Extensions for the Predator cues can all be found right there on molinariglove.com. Lucasi Custom Cues. DianaHoppy.com for your memorabilia. And William Finnegan's on his way out there to open up the gate and let these horses out. Why is that coming up like that? It is beyond me. There we go. November 21st through the 22nd, we'll be in Providence, Rhode Island to bring you the Ocean State 9-Ball Tournament combined with the Josh Northeast 9-Ball Tour. And that's going to be a free live stream right out of the New England Billiards Hall of Fame room that is located in Snookers. That's one of the rooms you want to put on your bucket list, I'll tell you right now. It's not only $5,000 added, you win a trophy and a banner, and the banner remains in the room with the likes of winners from the past, Jim Rempe, Rick Marcos, Mike Dechaine, Tony Robles, the late George Kinky Sansushi, on and on and on, Mike Zuglin. And it's a great New England Billiards Hall of Fame. That'll be November 21st through the 22nd, and if you plan on going, make sure you check into the Holiday Inn Express. That's the host hotel. And they're giving us the players' rates, the place to stay, as our live stream table is being cleaned right now. So we're going to keep on scrolling. Again, make sure you check with AccuStats. Oh, also, coming back from the U.S. Open, November 1st through November 3rd is the Steinway Classic, 128 players. Everybody's comparing the Steinway Classic to the U.S. Open. I'll tell you what, they should more or less compare it to a world tournament because all the world beaters are coming up from the south, from Chesapeake, Virginia, and going right into the home room, Steinway Billiards, located in Astoria, Queens. 128 strong. Right now, there's 104 professional players paid and confirmed. Get on location, bring your cameras, your books, your autograph book, whatever you got to bring it. That's going to be the place to be, Steinway Billiards. Okay, looks like the table is just about prepped. Mike Dechaine is ready to lag, and Dennis Orcollo is also right there. Dennis Orcollo on your right, Mr. Mike Dechaine on your left. There's a young lady in the back. She's pretty busy over there, keeping everybody updated on social media. Gail Glazebrook Robles. If you want to follow the live scoring, that's the link to go to. Take a screenshot of that and type that into your browser, gothamcitytechnologies.com/live-scoring/scoreview.php. Take a screenshot of that, and you'll be able to follow the rest of the tables that are not in camera view, the rest of the matches that are going on with the live scoring, courtesy of Gotham City Technologies and Mr. Joe Torres, who's actually handling that on premises right now. Open and break. Dennis Orcollo set. And we'd like to give a big shout out to Steve Goulding, Regina Goulding, that is tuned in up there at Snookers, along with Ray Mack and Stephanie, the whole crew up at Snookers. This is their house pro, Mike Dechaine.
All right, well, Al steps away from the booth. I'll jump right in. Mike Dechaine with a thunderous break. Usually, we'll see what his game plan is. To his plan of attack. I can guarantee you he'll give himself a nice rack. See how he does. And Snooky just walked into the pool room and into the booth. She will be joining me for some of this match, or possibly the rest of the match. We'll see. And Mike Dechaine off and running with a scratch. He played the cut break and got kicked in. Hey, Snook.
Hey.
It didn't.
Almost good morning for me, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
It was a late night for me.
I didn't know you were coming today. I thought you said you possibly weren't going to show up.
Yeah, that's possible. It was possible I wasn't. But I made it. I try to come and help out as much as I could.
Yeah.
So, how are you this
Very
afternoon?
Good. Oh, very
morning?
good. Yeah, we had a couple great matches. Although they didn't go hill, but they battled throughout the whole match.
Oh, wow. I missed it.
So we got it on tape.
Oh, that's good. I can always catch up.
Yep. And we have our next feature match is Dennis Orcollo and Mike Dechaine, and Dechaine is up 1-0.
Ooh, okay.
And with a wide open table for Dennis. I don't foresee any problems here.
Mm-hmm.
He does have the 6-ball a little funny. Might have to play on the short side.
I think he's good.
Well, 6 to 9 balls in the way of the 6 for the pocket, I believe.
Well,
We have to play it up in the other opposite corner. We'll see.
they changed the balls on this table. They changed the balls on this table. Yesterday we had the TV table balls.
Oh, really?
Yeah, remember the 4 was pink?
Right. Oh, wow.
Remember you kept mixing up the 4 and 5s?
I wonder if they're aware of that.
I don't know.
Stand by.
Okay. So Troy left me in the in the booth alone. Hello everybody out watching live. I've just come in, so I literally don't know everything that's going on. If I look around, I can see. Looks like Mike took the first game, 1-0. Again, this is a race to 10. That much I know. But I did happen to notice that they're not using the televised balls on this table the way they did yesterday. So Troy went to go find out um, if that was on purpose or did they just forget to put them on there. So.
Snookster, the Snookalicious on board.
Hey, Al.
Hey, what's going on?
How you doing?
All right, just want to let everybody know that I just did post the updated brackets on my Facebook page. If you're interested in sweating them, Jimmy, or if you want to share them on live stream news, feel free to pass those along to everybody. Latest brackets have just been posted on social media.
Oh, okay, cool.
All right, 1-0 in favor of Mr. Mike Dechaine, who actually took no time to get there, and Dennis Orcollo on his heels.
I lost Troy for a second, and that's only because as I was looking at the screen, I noticed right away that they are not using the televised balls. So I don't know if that was on purpose.
Well,
Or they just
they clean the equipment, and they must have brought out a fresh set of balls.
right. Which is fine. It's just that when I was looking around for the 4, I noticed it was purple and not pink. So
You
he
just
went
love
to
pink. And talk about pink. They just had the breast cancer awareness at Central Park, a
Uh-huh.
walkathon, and I'll tell you what, there was thousands of people out there. In fact, Joe Wilson Torres, the gentleman taking care of the live scoring, participated in that.
nice.
And yeah, it was on the news and everything. It's really nice that everybody showed up like that. 1-1. Snooker, what's happening? Nice to see you. I'm glad you showed up.
I said I would try. But there's nothing like waking up and saying, there's a wonderful tournament going on and I still got to go watch.
Yeah, like in your backyard, right?
Well, yeah, somewhat. Far in my backyard, but
Yeah, you talk about far.
no, well, not compared to you, but yeah. Hey, Troy, what's the update?
The update is, you are correct. Yesterday they were using the Armouth TV table
Set,
balls,
right.
and today, for some reason, when they brought them out, they just used the regular Armouth
Tournament balls.
tournament balls.
Yeah.
That took 0.5 seconds for me to find out.
No. Well,
No,
I just
you know
went
what?
to
I was looking at the rack and I noticed, I'm like, okay, well, how does he get out from here? Because I was going to commentate on what I thought was going to be the out there. And then I noticed the 4 was purple.
Yeah. I asked Tony just for the fact of,
Well, for us.
his sponsors and
Yeah,
us
exactly.
and everybody, and it is a TV table. And just made him aware of it, and he's like, "Oh, there's still Armouth balls, and well, they've already started, so we'll just continue with that."
Okay. No, that's fine. I mean, either way,
Hey, for me, it's better because the balls are
you
back
don't mix
to
the 4 and 5s up.
they're back to the normal colors.
Yeah, well,
that
if you snooze it for a second, you
Yeah.
mix up the 4 and 8 now. Especially with all the all the screens that we're looking at over here. So, like,
Oh my God.
did he not say something to me about that yesterday?
I don't know. Julie Haas in the house bearing gifts again.
Hey Al, did you not tell me about the plastic bag yesterday?
Yeah, it's only a plastic bag.
Oh, and mine was not.
There's nothing in there.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, Julie Ha walks in, and you know what happens when Julie Ha walks in.
We need to get that bag away from him.
She brought not only things upon things and pastries upon things. Between the Sicilian pies and all the food. What am I begging for food on the air?
I think
Yeah.
so.
This is great. I'm
No.
staying here more often.
It's like the pool food/network or something.
Jimmy,
Yeah.
thank you, Jimmy.
Yeah, I didn't have a time to stop anywhere, but I'm going to go out later and pick up some goodies as well.
I got another headset, Jimmy. I got another headset for you.
That's good, he said, huh? Thanks.
Yeah, that's good for you.
Yeah. All right, well.
We're trying to get Jimmy in the box. That's Julie Ha's husband. And
It ain't happening.
Al says to him, there's another headset. And he's like, that's good.
Glad
Just-
you have plenty of equipment.
Yeah, right? Anyway, 1-1. Dennis finally gets the balls racked. Then have you been noticed? Did you notice what kind of break he used before?
No, Dennis, no, I haven't. We're going to see it
Well, we're
right
going to
here.
see now.
And they do have to break in the box.
Right. That's right.
That's one of the rules. Breaking in the box is stating that they can't move it to the side rail. It's got to be within
cut
one
break.
diamond to the left or the right of the main spot.
He did use a cut break. That seemed to be working best for everyone yesterday on this table. Some mastering it better than others. Of
Yeah,
course.
absolutely.
He-
The big part of it is if you're going to cut break, you really want to make a ball because he just cut break. He might have cut himself out of this rack because he didn't make a ball.
no, and
He
it's a
gave
pretty
himself
open rack.
yeah,
Yeah.
and the ball was nice in the center. You just got to get a good angle. He's got a little distance here. He has a big stroke. He might go to the rail
No, he's
and
going
come
right.
out.
Yeah, absolutely, straight up and down.
Oh boy, I crack myself up sometimes. All right, I'm sorry.
Share
Go
the
ahead.
funny. Share the funny.
I said keep that bag of goodies away from Snookster because
Oh, my
I
God.
can always hear her wrinkling the bag in my headset. It's so sensitive.
Oh,
And I always give her a fist pump like I'm going to hit you with this. Mike Dechaine, 1-1 here. Huh?
1-1. He's going to pot this ball, go 2 rails, maybe 3, and come out for the 4.
see you guys at home. I bring goodies for these guys. They say they're hungry. They don't have no snacks
2
here.
rails.
I bring a goodie bag, and they complain about the plastic. My goodness.
I got to check on the brackets. I'll be right back.
Sure. Mike feeling very comfortable right about now.
Well, yeah, sure.
He's got no problems.
It's nice to come into an open rack. No clusters, no
And he's going
problems.
to come down a little bit. Ooh, let's see.
I
He got
think
a
he-
little straight on that. He wanted to come a little bit below
The side.
the side, just give him angle to come out. But you know what? It's not. This is not too big of a deal.
Again, he's got a big stroke. He's good.
Just draw back 4 feet or so. Right back to where he is. All right,
Punch it.
forced it to the side. Yeah, he's an aggressive player, that's for sure.
So that's what I mean about it's just beautiful open rack. He's got nothing to worry about. There was no balls he had to get exactly set on to bust a cluster open or nothing, you know. He had a nice open rack.
And Mike is a shooter. He doesn't mind having, as long as he has the angle he likes, he doesn't mind shooting 4 or 5, 6 foot shots. He is a shooter. And with that, Mike Dechaine goes up 2-1. And Mike hails out of the New England area. He's one of the strongest players up there, I believe, right?
Yes, absolutely. We'll try to update that for a second. Oh, in a second. There we go.
I mean, just besides being one of the strongest players in that area, I believe he's probably one of the strongest American players out there right now. I mean, we do have a handful of them, and he's making a mark for himself lately within the past few years.
Yeah, he is one of the strongest players.
I don't believe he fears anyone. He is a very confident player.
He has those sharp, younger eyes.
Yeah, he played the nice cut break
Yes, he did.
and has a nice position for the one for a cut shot. Generally, when we watch Mike break, Mike probably has one of the, he's clocked in on the radar as being one of the fastest breakers, hardest breakers
Right.
when he releases that cue ball. You can watch him on YouTube and stuff. He powders that one ball.
Yeah, but we saw that wasn't working
doesn't
here
work.
yesterday,
And
and I'm sure that he's heard other players talk about it. The super hard smash and break is not
it's
working
not
right
working. Yeah, it seems like they go flying around a table and not find a hole.
now. Yeah,
And you hit them at 40, 50%, and balls are just kind of rolling around the table, flying in the hole. He's got a tough shot here. Give this a stab. What a shot.
beautiful. In position. It's great to go 3 rails. He's got the 4. 5's laying in the pocket.
Yeah, the 7's laying a little funny.
Funny, yeah.
Once you get, not saying
Well,
that.
that'll be the shot for the
win.
For the win. Well, not for the win. For the win of this game. Yes.
Right.
How he gets on this 7.
Well, you can get right on that side rail, right where he's standing too. That's a real good spot for it. Because even if he gets straight, he's going to take a timeout. He can get straight on the 7. He can get up a little higher. The window for opportunity allows him to get to the 8. If he's straight, he can just stop there.
Right.
If he's below it and he's got to cut it in, he can go 3 rails.
Right.
If he gets too high, not too high, but just high enough, he can kind of float it in. That
Right.
would, I guess, with that being said, that would probably be the worst of the 3 options.
Right,
I mean,
right.
besides getting locked up behind a 9 or something
Of
crazy
course,
like that.
Of course.
He can also get where that 3 ball is.
Well, maybe
It's a
just
little
another
dangerous,
yeah.
but-
If he even at worst case scenario, really, if he got somewhere near the 3 with that cue ball, which I don't really think he's going to get over there, he can still make it. He can still make the 7 and still.
Things are going to happen.
Yeah, we're going to move furniture a little bit, but I doubt seriously. And
Yeah.
I wondered why exactly why he stepped away from the table, and he kind of put his cue down a little rough. I don't know, maybe something happened outside that we didn't see.
There might be a
Maybe a
little
spectator move.
commotion, going on.
Okay. All right, he's good here either way.
Yeah, you want to try and get a little close to this 5. I don't like to see him get a little closer to that 5 in order.
Well, he has the option either way now. And he can
Yeah.
go 3 rails. He can go straight up and down. He looks like he's swinging it around, though. Yeah, he swung it around. And he actually did choose to go somewhere around the 3.
Right,
Which
okay.
he must be a bigger ball than what we thought or what we can see next to the 9 here. So
There you
that
go.
worked out just fine
Yep.
for him.
Yeah, so he went with option 4, which worked out fine.
Yeah.
And he managed the table really nice on that.
Well, Thorsten Holman is out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he just got knocked out by Francisco.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this gentleman right here.
Oh, that's the kid from Spain.
Yeah. Francisco Ruiz.
Wow. I wonder how old Francisco is.
We can find out
Yeah, I
right
think
now.
we're going to find out.
23.
23 years old.
23 years old. That was that's
Knocked out a true world champion, Thorsten Holman.
That's funny. You know how you have we're in a city here, and there's a lot of local families. It's residential, mixed commercial, and there's a lot of kids and family running around.
And there they go. There's Tony Robles,
And,
Gail Glazebrook Robles. There's David Accolade. And you got Thorsten Holman right behind us. As Troy is accomplishing a mission on the other side.
The one of the local kids here.
Oh, okay. I was wondering what that was about.
She said, she goes, "Who's that young man?
Uh-oh.
And where are they from?" I said, "They're from Spain." She goes, "How old is he?" She's about 16 years old. the kid is.
Uh-oh. Bubble gum.
And the mother was there, and she's like, "Get away! Your dad's gonna get so mad at you." You know, they got her on a tight leash, but it was cute.
So she happened to be near the window here. So you told her she
I
was
told
23.
her in 23.
Let me ask you a question. Is Mike Dechaine making balls on his break? Why is the score 3-1? And it's an alternate break system here. It's,
Yeah,
Well- They're both using
the cut break.
cut break. and it hasn't really worked out very well for Dennis. It did just now, but unfortunately, he has no shot on the one. But
Yeah, before he broke like that and he left the table
wide open, and that's why.
Yeah, and that's the difference in the one game advantage. Or it's
Yeah,
two games, but it's
No,
actually like a one
yeah.
matchup
Well,
advantage.
Dennis hit a nice break. It didn't make anything, but left it wide open,
Right.
and Dechaine came and ran out.
Yeah, because if say he parked the cue ball here, the
Forget it.
score would be 3-2 right
Right,
now.
right. That's what I was just wondering.
Right.
And you got to push way up table. I mean, you got to push up by the chalk area. You know, behind that 3 up there.
Yeah.
And spin the rock down by that chalk. The only issue with that is the 7 ball hanging near that side pocket. You know, Mike would have a potential bank into that 7. Oh, he's gonna leave Mike along 1 ball.
No, he's going to kick the 6 by to one. Well,
Oh, he's
going to leave
playing
him a
into
jump
a
shot.
jumper. Wow.
He might give this back.
Yeah, because you can actually jump this and go off the table if you hit 2
That's
square.
why.
Mike's
That's-
gonna shot it. Mike's gonna shoot it. Mike is going for the shot.
Well, he if he does go for the shot, which
Oh,
he
he's going
is,
for the
yeah,
shot.
he is, then he can swing that cue ball around 3 or 4 rails, and I'm sorry, the 1 ball 3 or 4 rails, and maybe park the cue somewhere up there. Or he might just pop it right in. Ooh.
Yeah, he definitely called it. Kinda got the best of it. Yet to be seen. Now, since Mike called the 1, and the reason you see him back up at the table is because Dennis gave the table back to him. It's call shot, call safety. So Dennis says, well, you know what? I got no reward doing this. Go ahead, you could fire at it. I've seen Mike quite a bit up at Snooker's play kick shots from all different angles and putting balls around the rails and playing kicks into it. And I wouldn't be surprised if he kicked it, but he's going to elect just to feather and play behind the 6.
Yeah, he got fortunate for shooting at that, jumping one, trying to pocket it, and then he didn't sell out.
No,
You know,
nice too.
he
nice.
kind of got a little lucky roll at it tied up, and it enabled him to get another shot at the table.
Oh, don't see that very often. You do not see that very often.
I thought that was going right in. I really thought he was making that ball.
You know what Snooker did with that saying when she laughed and she said, I thought he was, she goes, I thought that ball was going right in. That sounds like one of the lines from The Color of Money. You remember, I forget the black actor there. He was playing Paul Newman. He was hustling Paul Newman. And he was telling him that he's going, he gets like, he's getting diagnosed in a mental hospital or something. And they're trying to figure out his brain.
Forrest Whitaker?
Forrest Whitaker, yeah. And when he said, I don't know how that went in. That's luck, man. Trust me, that's luck. And meanwhile, $3,800 later, he still got lucky.
Then he tells him, "You think I need to lose some weight?"
Yeah. That was beautiful, wasn't it?
Forrest Whitaker,
Yeah, great actor.
very famous director now too.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Great actor. Well, slide this over and shoot the 4 into the same pocket. You're going to have to punch it, though, unless you follow down and play it in the side. Punched it.
I'm thinking about the movie now.
Yeah.
You're funny.
What do you mean I'm funny? Like I make you laugh? Like?
Yes, Joe Pesci.
You know, like
Come
I'm
on.
a clown or something?
Yeah, degrade yourself for my amusement. Yes,
No,
absolutely.
Anthony, let him answer for himself. He's a big boy now.
You gonna shoot me in the foot now?
Oh, God.
Don't
That
mind
was
us
2
guys.
different movies,
Yeah.
wasn't it? The one was Goodfellas. Oh, that was
both
from the
were
same movie,
Goodfellas.
yeah. Yeah, that's when he was the kid was serving them drinks on their private card game.
Mm-hmm.
You're digging a hole. I ain't digging a hole. So what? I'll dig a hole.
Is it the first hole I dig? Folks at home, we're being silly. Yes, we're quoting movies.
That's all right. They're enjoying. They're enjoying this match right here, and this is just it's
We
really
got
not
Joe-
much to talk about.
We
You know.
got Joe Pesci, and apparently I'm Forrest Whitaker. Who's Troy? We got to figure out who Troy is.
I'm trying to figure that out myself. I don't need,
Martin
I don't need any help.
Scorsese.
4-1, Mike Dechaine. Dechaine train.
That's what it looks like. Shooting the Aramis balls right into the holes. MolinariGlove.com. Ozone Billiards. Gotham City Technologies. Mr. Ron Mason, I believe he's out there. And of course, our friends that we met up at the Turning Stone, Baltimore City Q's. We want to give them a big shout out. And talk about the rack. You know, everybody said there's doodadding with the mic and the rack, and they're always complaining Mike, the mechanic, and you know, you can see him working the rack right now and making sure he has a good rack is all he's doing. Mr. Joe Tucker letting out all the secrets about the rack and how to read it and drills. You can get on board for $8. You go to joetucker.net, punch in the promo code Upstate Al, you're on board. Save yourself a lot of aggravation. Learn exactly how to read the rack.
You know, before you know it, everyone's going to be so knowledgeable about the rack that we as commentators, before they even break the balls, we're going to tell everybody where they're going to shoot what.
One in the side, 6 in the corner, cue ball in the center.
Right. I mean, and then we'll get in depth and then say, you know, he's going to go 3 rails for this shot, and he's going to bust up this cluster.
Tried the one in the side.
This
That
is
didn't go.
all before he breaks the balls.
Well, I got news for you.
What flew in the hole?
Everything.
Something. Something.
5-ball.
The 5-ball.
Oh, that was a wing ball.
I got news for you. Coming out in somewhere just before Christmas, hopefully first or second week in December, you guys got a big surprise. You want to learn about the rack and how to break the rack. I'm not letting that cat out of the bag.
Well,
it's not my spot to do so.
You let a little paw out.
Just a pour. You'll be able to buy a DVD gift for somebody that will explain in full detail.
Mike called that bank and made it.
Nice.
I thought you were saying right before Christmas we're getting Christmas presents.
I
or
thought.
something.
Well, yeah,
Listen, we're gonna work that in the
we
conversation.
might just have that on board where we can give you guys some Christmas gifts, especially those DVDs. You would love to have it in your arsenal, trust me. I saw the DVD in production when they were filming it, and it's really
Envelopes.
my outside backstage look. I mean, it really looked.
I like
It
envelopes.
looked into full detail. I mean,
Envelopes.
Not empty cards. like I used to get for Christmas and birthday presents.
I'm handing everybody a check and I'm heading north. I'm
Listen,
heading at
we might be
Dodgewick.
playing basketball with your chick. No, I'm just kidding. You know, he used to say that, Gypsy.
You put your sneakers on.
We'll play basketball with those bouncing checks.
The Chip Rock sent me to school. He says, Al, I want you to be a supervisor of asbestos removal. He says, it's $500 the course. He says, I'm paying for everything. And I got my supervisor's license.
Mike Dechaine in total control of this rack and seems to be match.
Yeah. Sorry, folks. That's a lot of exciting people in the background having fun here at the tournament.
Unexcited, man. I'll just
What happened?
gave him the heat.
Just a little bit.
You know, do you realize that Al gets some food here and he gets all giddy and he's losing
The sugar
control?
was down a little bit. He needed a little sugar.
You
that's
know,
all.
Mike Dechaine, really, he seems like he's on a mission. He's on cruise control. The only person he's playing is the table. He's not playing anybody else. And Dennis, unfortunately, breaking and not having a shot. As Mike Dechaine says, I don't care.
Looks like he's
5-1.
got his dancing shoes on.
Yeah, he's definitely got strut.
he's some kind of tan loafers or something. I don't know. Dancing shoes.
Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, if you're heading up to Snookers November 21st through the 22nd, this is the host hotel. It's called the Holiday Inn. It's in Warwick, Rhode Island. It's about 6 miles from Snookers. That's the place you want to camp out if you want to camp out and get the players' rates. The Holiday Inn Express.
All right, Dennis needs to definitely
up.
hold his serve here, his break. Otherwise, he's in real deep
Well, the
trouble.
cue ball got kicked down behind the 6 last time on him, which was very unfortunate. Let's see if he can
Marks
hold the
one
cue out.
aside.
He's going to probably bring the cue ball back up table here. Well, he had spin on it, but once again, it got kicked by the 2 to the side rail. The 8 falls in, and he's got a shot. Good, Snooker.
He has a shot, but he's got a tough one. He's going to wind up. He has a lot of blockers over here, so I believe he's going to try and win this with a defensive move.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the one ball is makeable, do you see a payoff for it?
Well, to be honest, there's only one pocket for that 2 ball,
Right.
and he has to literally get right where that 6-7 is
Right.
for it.
Yeah, that's tough.
So he might elect, I was going to say just now, to play the safe behind there, and he did. Well,
He left him a shot.
I don't know. He might see a little bit of it.
He sees enough of it to where he might call a 9 ball too here. If he's got to thin it that thin, he's got to go to that rail anyway.
No, I think at that angle, I don't think that tangent line puts him in a position to cut it, to be able to cut that 9 after. I think it goes past it, or maybe hit it on top of it. If he does hit it on top of it, he's in risk of a scratch.
We'll see what he does.
Yeah, I don't think it gets there.
Oh, it gets there. You have to hit it really thin. And the good thing with it, if he chooses to shoot that, he's got a jump shot.
He's got a jump. See, I didn't think if he did see it, he only saw a little piece of it. Now, if he does, now he can call the 9.
Yeah. But we'll see. I mean, he's got a real lock-up safe too, even with the jump, because the cue ball is going to slide over. He's got all those blockers, a 3 and a 5. The 1 ball is going to go up table.
Right, but he's got a
jump
with
bridge. He might have to get another bridge out.
He may. I've seen 3 bridge jumps.
Yeah. I wonder if there's a ruling on how many bridges you can break out. I mean, the table only comes at 1 or 2, right?
Well, yeah. I have seen 3 bridges, though.
Yeah.
That's the most I saw. And that was over a huge cluster of
Well, I
balls. There was all kinds of things.
That was in one of the finals. And Shane, I believe he broke out 2 or 3 bridges and jumped the ball, and that was for the win. That was a very exciting match, by the way. I guess Mike didn't call that. He called safe. And
Well, maybe he called safe, or maybe he called the 9, but he made the 1.
Yeah,
And that's
gave
why
up the table.
that's why Dennis is at the table now.
Hey, Dennis is looking at the 6-7 now, make sure it's wired, or at least close, or where he has to go to make it and get position for the 6.
Just to answer that question about how many bridges you can use 5 if you want.
It's all considered equipment still?
It's all considered equipment, yeah.
Okay. No, because
Even though
there
it's
was a
only 1 or 2
stipulation.
bridges.
Right.
I call a lawyer for that one.
Well, I spoke to the lawyers right behind you.
Can't be breaking out like
That's the word of Tony Robles.
12
He says
bridges.
if they want to use 5 bridges, they can.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it comes
I'm
with
going to remember that because I'm so short.
it comes with 2 bridges. Actually, it should only come with 1 because I'm tall.
Wait, you're tall. I'm half your height.
Just get
I'm like detecting, what lint you have in your belly button.
No bridges.
Kind of short.
Take all the bridges out and No
Oh,
extensions.
you're starting to sound like Earl now.
Take the extensions out. Hey, I got to look for some advantage.
You are sounding like Earl.
Well, Troy's a tall guy. He could reach any shot
That's
on the
why I
table.
said if I stand next to him, I'm like at his belly button telling
Well,
you
that's
what.
why he says take the bridges out. This way he would have the advantage.
Yeah, nice. I can't even climb on the table because, well, I got to have one foot on the floor still.
Al, do you remember? She just mentioned something that brought back an old memory of someone that passed on that used to jump up on a table. That was part of his.
Yeah, Boston Shorty.
Boston Shorty did it, but also Sika.
Oh, I don't remember Sika doing it.
Mike Sika.
I remember Mike Sika, though. God rest his soul.
He was a shortstop player that would gamble. And
he did gamble.
A big gamble.
And he played poker, and
Played
he did win it,
anybody.
too.
Yeah, he
At 62 years old, I think. He said, about time a senior citizen wins one of these poker tournaments.
Yeah. He took down one of the events.
Yeah, he did.
But that was part of his rule. If he would gamble with you, he would state, I can jump up on the table.
You remember Mike Sika?
Mm-hmm.
You remember him? Sandy's boyfriend way back then, before Wally.
Yeah.
That was risky, just taking that 6-ball and sending it for a ride. If that 9 wasn't there to stop that 6-ball, that 6-ball could have wound up down on the other
Short
rail. Yeah, that's pretty risky, but nevertheless, he still has a shot.
A little pressure here. 5-1, shooting a 6.
And you called it.
Wiped its feet.
Yep.
Wow. And he hit it with a little speed. I'm surprised it took it.
This one's going to split the pocket.
Good guess. Good guess. No.
52.
Yeah, I knew that 6 was a tough shot. Even for the top players, you put yourself into a position of 5-1, and now you're shooting a 6-footer at that angle. It's a tough shot. You just made it tough for yourself. Stand by. Way to go, George. Some of the players wander into the room. I was just asking a couple of them how they made out because we don't have longer access to some of the score updates. I mean, we have access to them, but just not readily available to us.
Well, we'd like to know as soon as, because they come in here, they want to look at the.
You can kind of see him, but George
Well,
had his back towards us and
so
wasn't sure he was on the phone.
We couldn't tell what the expression was.
Yeah. He turned around. He had a big smile on his face.
So we knew he won.
Said, a couple more to go.
Yeah, so, we have the chart in this room so that, the players, once they play, they want to either look up at the brackets and see who they play next or something.
And the times.
I like to
and
find
the times,
and the
too.
times, yeah, right. So we're commentating on one match sometimes, and we're curious about what others, some of our friends.
We're fan favorites.
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
And some of them are one favorite.
Right, he's a house player.
Yeah.
Right, give it to him.
Yeah, absolutely.
I tried to buy him in Calcutta. I got squeezed out. And right next to the table at Mike's racking, Earl just broke. He's an exciting player to watch, too. I like watching Earl play. He's very exciting. He moves that cue ball around.
I see him often because he plays out of my room. So
he's local.
He's over at Steinway. And Steinway's going to have a great tournament.
Yeah, here we go. Mike Dechaine ready for the break.
Cut break once again. Made the.
As long as that 6 cooperates, he'll be in good shape.
Yeah.
All right, this is a key shot here. If he can slide past that 3 and come between the 8 and 9.
Yeah.
Or He might even elect to use some spin. We'll see. See what he feels comfortable with. Oh, he missed it. Oh, he'd love to get that shot back again. That was a disappointing miss by Mike. It wasn't an easy shot, but he knew with the making of that one, he had a pretty wide open table. I'm sure he's very disappointed in that miss. Dennis very excited to be back up at the table. He left.
Yeah,
he
left
not
it back.
he not only was excited to be back at the table, he was so excited he gave it back to Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Mike's going to spin this in. Don't be surprised if he makes this. Watch his speed. He's got to give it time to catch. Oh.
He did not.
Well,
And now Dennis very excited to
Yeah.
get at the table with ball in hand now.
Mike would like to take those 2 shots back out. I believe that one ball was definitely makeable. He just didn't. He didn't drag it long enough to
Right.
get around the 6. It's a tough shot. No hanger. That's why Dennis experienced enough to say, you know what, this is a low percentage shot. Knock yourself out. You make it, you make it. But chances are, he figured he'd be back at the table.
There's 2 theories behind it. A, they're that disorganized that they're only getting positive 12
That was perfect speed. My God, you got there exactly. I was worried about him coming too close to the 8, but he just barely passed it and made nice position on the 2.
I've only met Dennis a couple times. He's a fun guy, too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
A lot of these players are very approachable. If you're ever out in the area and you feel free to, as long as they're not in a match or anything, and
Oh,
just
yeah,
introduce
absolutely.
yourself. Let them know you're a fan. They they're just like you and I. They'll eat it up. And they
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah, Dennis and Warren and
That whole contingency there.
yeah, Roberto. What a charismatic fellow he is.
I think Al's been spending some time with them.
Yeah,
Yeah, we've been crashing in the same room.
yeah. He was here a couple months ago and spent a lot of time over at Steinway. And I saw him just about every day or every other day. And we just had a grand old time. He's he's a little prankster. He's a little.
Sure is.
You know who's like that too? Alex Bagalayan.
Oh, yeah.
Line,
Oh,
yeah,
he's such a prankster. That little guy.
They're full of life. They really are. That whole.
Yeah, they're
Listen,
fun.
they're
really
having fun.
Yeah,
they
absolutely.
really are. And you know what? It really shows up in their game how much fun they have. They play pretty loose comparatively to a lot of other players.
You know, I put my hands up like I was going to box with him this morning with the Zion out front here because I pumped in 2 coffees as soon as I got on premises. I said, I'm pumped, man. I said, with these 2 coffees with hazelnut. He says, you don't want to mess with me. Zion says, I had 2 cappuccinos before I came. I said, you got it.
He wound up you, huh?
Oh my goodness. These guys are
But
silly.
getting back to, you mentioned fun, and we were talking about fun. Zion said, Al, he says, I'm having such a great time. He says, I'm really having a fun time. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, well, Zion's
Yeah.
playing awfully sporty, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. He actually, I seen him before I came in. He told me he lost, but he goes, I had such a good time. He tells me.
He had a strong
He
bracket.
goes, I'm fine. He goes, I get to go home and relax now. He tells me I had a good time, and unfortunately he lost, but he had a good time. So there you
Yeah,
go.
he's been playing awesome. He's just such a great player. Well,
Can't count Dennis out.
yeah, I was getting ready to say that.
Whose break is it after this? We don't know yet.
No, it's Dennis.
Right.
I think it's Dennis.
I thought Dennis broke the last one. We'll soon see. But with that, he gets one closer to Mike. Mike making a huge error there, giving that game up. He'd really.
Mike wiping down the rails because Dennis likes to use chalk.
Oh, powder? Yeah.
Powder, I mean. Yeah. Why did I say chalk? Because remember the big chalk cubes?
Yeah, oh, yeah, the big white
Big
chalk
round
cubes.
cones there.
Oh gosh,
Remember that?
those used to make such a mess
Oh.
everywhere. A pile of like little snow underneath them on the
Yeah,
floor.
yeah.
Don't let them have carpeting. I remember those.
Mike cleaning house. Looks like Dennis might have took a break. I updated the score already. It's 5-3, and we'll put that back on the board when we get back to this match. Meanwhile, is there anything going on in the other three? Oh, yeah, Mike Davis. Oh, wait a minute. Dennis is back. Mike Davis is actually on table 4 over here.
I first seen Mike Davis play Steinway about a year and a half or 2 years ago. I mean, maybe a year and a half ago. And I watched him play, and his mechanics are a little unorthodox.
Unorthodox.
He's
I know.
a tall gentleman.
And
He is, but look at this. You see the extreme
Seesaw.
twists. This is a perfect view of that. You see that extreme twist of his shoulder comes
Yeah,
all the way
he-
down. His other arm is quite high, and then the stroke is a
Oh, look at
complete
Earl. He's
seesaw.
playing Earl.
Yeah.
Earl's got the earphones on.
Early, you only got to go to the 6 at half the time with Earl, I guess, right?
Earl looks
want-
like he looks like he's commentating with us with those headphones on.
He might be listening in.
But I
Be
said,
nice to Earl.
I said to someone, I said, man, that Mike Davis would walk in a room. I'd watch him. He would probably, he would wind up busting a lot of people just for the fact of you watching him play. You'd be like, kid probably's okay, probably. Meanwhile,
No,
he
I mean,
plays really well.
He's pretty sporty.
Yeah.
Yes, actually he is.
He's-
But
he's still
that
here.
was a perfect angle for you guys at home if you've never seen Mike play. That over like exaggerated twist to his body. It's like a snooker player almost.
Yeah, and he
where
locks
his
left arm. He
he
locks it.
completely locks it down.
Yeah, it's
and
like
then
hyperextended.
Exactly, and the seesaw kind
Yeah.
of
The pump stroke.
The pump, yeah, exactly.
And the open bridge. I mean, it doesn't look like he can make anything.
Yeah, there's not just one idiosyncracy he's got going on.
When
He's
I
got
first
about
saw him
7
years
of them.
ago, I didn't think he was a good player when I first saw him, just from the initial
Right,
stroke.
right,
the way
right.
he
Yeah,
played.
you take,
But
you
it
can-
works.
But it works for him.
Real
You
good.
can generally get a beat on someone if you like watch him break, and you're like, all right, I could see how. We get a general impression on how this guy plays. Him,
And-
like
and-
I said, he would he would go into a room and bust a lot of rooms.
Right. Did you see that video with Sky Woodward and Dennis? They did the last bar table event. They went to a local pool room, or maybe it was the pool room where it was taking place, and they were acting like they couldn't play, like they were turning their hands sideways and putting the stick underneath their stomach this way, upside down, and acting goofy like that. Did you see that?
No.
No,
Oh,
I
it's
didn't
pretty
see
good.
That,
It's
but
pretty
I can
good.
imagine that would have been
Looked
really
like two
funny.
fishermen out there in the ocean waiting for some schools of fish to come in. It was really funny. And I seen that done. I mean, the Gangster years ago in Chelsea's. Boy, oh boy, did we take a lot of money off that kid. Not kid, it was a man. And,
On the stall.
yeah, until somebody knocked his action. Said to that guy, the guy was from Italy, said to the guy, you know who you're playing? You're playing a guy that plays on ESPN. And that was it. That was the end of that. But it did go on a weekly basis for quite a while.
Really? Yeah.
Everything went through Chelsea's.
I don't play that game.
Everything.
Well, it was all fun. But it was expensive fun.
Yeah, something that costs me money is not too much fun.
Well, they had a shopping bag full of cash, and I'm not talking a little bag. I'm talking a shopping bag full of cash.
It was
And
like Santa Claus. They were giving it away.
Yes.
I'm telling you, that's the way it
Yes.
was. That's exactly how it was. It wasn't a matter of losing it. It was just a matter of the action.
Wow.
That's all it was.
That
They
place
love
was
the action, huh?
notorious for the action. Notorious.
Watch it to the air.
You think you would get the hint when you got 30 people sitting around in chairs around your table, everybody betting against you. You would get the hint that you had no shot.
That's a big red flag there. I mean, really.
It had nothing to do with that. It was just the action.
Well, some guys don't even care. They want to come and they
Want
want to
action.
bet. They like to gamble no matter what. And they'll come in, and even if they know they have no chance, even if they're told they have no chance,
They still wanna
sometimes
play.
they just want to play so that they can, I've seen players play someone and say, I know I can't beat him, but I gotta try to beat him once, even if I win one game. You know what I mean? Like
The
that's
thrill
how
of it,
people's
yeah.
that's
Just to have that
Yeah,
That
you keep paying him off. He'll
notch
let you,
on your
he'll
belt.
he'll let you win one game. Believe me.
Listen, it's
You got that right.
No, but you
if
know
you're on
what?
the job,
It's-
and here's the guy who says, I don't play that stuff.
yeah.
I
Well,
know. I know how to play it.
Sure educated about it.
I sure am. Well, you think I wasn't on the receiving end of that?
That's a cold place to be. boy.
Paid my dues.
listen, it's no different than when you go. You know, sometimes you go to a tournament and then you have some of the pro players do like exhibition matches and things like that, and then sometimes they'll let you sign up to play the pro a game or two
Yes.
for like 10, 20
What's
bucks.
that called? Like a match or challenge
Challenge
matches?
matches,
Right.
that's
Earl
right.
Strickland did it for a long time.
Listen,
It's
yeah,
like a challenge match.
it's
Yeah,
like it's
yeah.
like that that mentality. You
Right,
know what? I
right.
know I'm not supposed to beat Earl, but if, you know, I'll pay my 10, 20 bucks to try to play him once
Right.
and try to play him, beat him that one game.
Yeah, that's
you know what I mean?
like seasoning yourself up.
Well, you know,
Well,
it's
you
for
know
the
what-
thrill
No,
of
that's
it.
fine as long as it's not like a trap.
You know what Earl
You're
used to
getting
do?
trapped.
You would pay $5 to play Earl Strickland, the world champion, and if you beat him, you get a $100 bill. And he had a line of people that went around the corner.
I'd play him all day.
Well, that's
all
what a lot
day.
of people said.
Right.
Yeah, and I don't think they liked the results, but
No,
so you got to win 1 out of 20 to get the 100.
why not?
I think I'd send them broke.
Yeah. yeah.
Well, you would see where someone would try.
Or it might have been a race to 3 or 2.
Right,
don't take that because that does
Yeah,
sound
no,
like,
that's a,
does
that's
sound
a,
like
that's
it's
a,
a lot.
that's a nice game because it's not really a hook of a game. You have a real good opportunity, and same goes with the challenge matches. We weren't. I think I was not referring to that.
Well, we
game.
could talk to Earl if we get a chance. Maybe he'll share it with us. He did that for a while.
Yeah, I was referring to the old game that kind of put a little black iron pool.
It put seasoning.
Right.
It was seasoning, like you called
Well,
it.
no, seasoning is when you go out on the road and you play, you match up. I'll come into
They put a little seasoning on their fish.
yeah, but the hey, when you walk into a poker game and you can't pick out the sucker, guess who's
I
it?
say that all the time. I say if you're at a poker
You're the
game
sucker.
and you can't picture who is that sucker, it's probably you.
Probably
right.
you.
It's
But
Straight
going out to different pool rooms and just matching up, and saying, you know what, we're some of your best players. I'm here to play. That's fine, but don't start at the 12, 14-year-old kid and
Oh
act
no,
like
no,
you
no!
can't
I
play,
agree with
yeah.
that 100%.
you mean
get-
like when it
They got to
was
be at
me,
least
right?
16.
Oh, I did. Yeah, you gotta be 16. You got working papers? You got your social security
I
number?
was in pool rooms really young, and I started gambling when I was really young. So I mean, I've been there.
Yeah, no.
I've been there.
That's part of
But
the
guess
seasoning.
what? Guess what? I wasn't such a slum to not know how to give myself a better game.
Make a game. Yeah,
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fine. Yeah,
I wasn't just jumping out there and saying,
Yeah,
yeah, let's
right.
play even. I know I'm watching these guys since I was really young. I was in pool rooms. So I was 9, 10 years old already in pool rooms and watching some of the. I was very fortunate enough to come up with the
Someone putting you under their wing.
something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
It wasn't quite like that because I did an interview once.
Murdoch.
Oh yeah, you do know about that.
Listen, I
Yeah.
live upstate. Doesn't mean I live on Mars. Only mean I get the wire, and that was about 5 years ago.
Yeah, I did an interview and I was asked about that, but I said I was in a pool room and I was 9, 10 years old. You see some of the older guys, they're not gonna necessarily want to call over a young little girl and say, "Hey, let me show
Especially
you
a girl,
something."
right,
Yeah,
right, right,
exactly.
right.
But you'll quickly how a perfect example. Look at Thomas Rice when he was a little bit younger. Now, any of these guys will be like, "Hey, kid, come here and let me show you this and show you something at the
Yeah.
table, whatever." A man 30, 40 years, 50 years old is not likely to call a little girl over.
Absolutely
Doesn't
not.
sound right.
Right, absolutely.
It'd be like, "Come
Yeah.
here, little
Yeah,
girl."
you were
know what I mean?
you were put in a different situation.
Right,
being a girl.
but
You look like a pedo.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
So, so I did a lot of observing. You know
Right.
what I mean? So it was literally watch how these guys did something
How they moved.
and what they did, and then go emulate that. At the table by myself. So
Learn the hard way.
yeah, I did. I paid my dues, though. I did. But I got to watch some of the great players. Really.
He's got a half a pocket here. This is a little tricky.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
A little bit.
This requires
Especially
precision.
at 5'3". He knows it's there.
Precision right here.
He's a favorite, but
Three quarters.
He's still got to.
Oh, he hit that nicely.
He still had to buckle down. He wasn't going to make the
Punch it, yeah.
same mistake he made before and missing a shot. That's for sure.
Well, this brings him within one.
Yeah.
Now we have a new set going on here.
Now, was he on break? That's
a good question. That's my question.
Oh, here we go.
Mike Dechaine breaking, now it's 5-4. Good deal.
Yeah, so, you know, I had opportunities to watch and observe some of the better old timers. I don't want to say it like that, but you know that anyone who's listening would understand. You know.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that the trend for the future for us is you and I are pretty much close and same how we were introduced into the pool hall, and you get milled around with some of the older players, and some may take you under their wing, or you may have to observe and learn on your own. But the trend of today, and a good way we can possibly do it, and Tony just did it. I'm going to have to ask him about how it went. Is to introduce the game to the younger players in a setting that's more conducive for learning and instructional, to get them involved in whether it's a league or a team or through school.
Back then, there used to be a pool school.
Right.
I remember that Chelsea Billiards used to have that. And, you know, there a few people would go and get, like, free time and stuff like that. But there were some people who actually wanted to go because it was a pool school. And, in fact, I remember Fran Crimmy. She used to do the pool school with some other people there at Chelsea. I remember all this stuff. I don't know if she remembers that, but I do. She'll remember doing it. She'll remember doing it. I don't think she'll remember me.
Right. You were young.
I was young, really young.
So was she at that point.
Yes, but you know, we're talking about a little girl.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the likes of the guys that I was watching, we're talking about 30, 40, 50 years older. You know what I mean?
You'll ask people like that. Oh, yeah, I remember you and they'll look at you. You're a young kid, and they're being nice and cordial. They'll be like, oh yeah, I remember you.
But there are I'll tell you what. No, it actually. In all honesty, there are people who actually remember me being in the pool room at that age.
Right. Wow.
Because of some of the other people I was hanging out with. For instance, there was a group of gypsies that used to come and hang out quite a bit. Now, my brother went to school with some of them, and he used to come and play Teddy the Greek.
What was the heaviest guy's name? Really nice guy. One of the gypsies.
Not Spike. Spike was, he wasn't quite.
Anyway, I remember these guys.
My brother used to go to school with some of them and would go out to the pool room, but they played golf on the snooker table. And we used to go into Chelsea because they used to play Teddy the Greek. You remember Teddy the Greek?
Sure.
And so
on the snooker table.
Right.
Absolutely.
And so I would observe them play that, but I was more interested in the pool. So when I would go off to the side, I was watching Flacco. I was watching, the 2-bit hustlers. That's what we call it. I don't really call it that, but we watch all these guys play. While they were playing snooker, I was watching them play, watching them hustle, throw the money on the table. I mean, anything. It was like something out of a movie, something that you would see in a movie, and I was living that. And he was, watching these hustlers do their thing. It was exciting. It was exciting to see and then, to be part of it later on. And it was an experience, man. I grew up watching those guys. So.
It's a good thing that you were able to sit there and absorb stuff like that. Some people just can't absorb. They got to get up there and swing after that, to emulate what was going on. Yeah,
I had no choice. It's not like they were going to show me anything at the time. Like I said, it was
But
different.
You could learn just by watching.
Absolutely.
Oh, I wish I could remember his name. Gee whiz, Stevie Paz, I don't know where he is. He'll remember them. I remember them all.
I'm trying to think of who you're talking about. There was a
heavy guy, real rich guy, rich gypsy.
There was a big guy we called Anthony. That was a big guy. There was another one. Spike was not that big like that. I'm trying to remember who you might be talking about.
Real nice guy. Nick was his name. I forget. You meet so many people through the years, and then your mind starts to go.
I'm trying to think of who might.
They used to play in the tournament too. They would come to the Golden Q and they would play.
Was that a break shot right there?
It
You
was a
saying?
jump shot into the one and trying
Oh.
to make the one. Mike Dechaine missed
Did you
it.
say? Did he
Yeah,
hang out
every
with
ball was moving.
Stevie?
Stevie knew them. Stevie knew them all. Steve the Russian would remember them too.
Well, he does, but if he hung out with them, because who used to hang out was Lolo and Stevie Paz.
Right.
That's who used to hang out with.
Oh, yeah, well, you see Steve Paz, you've seen Steve the Russian.
Uh-huh.
And then all of a sudden, Lolo started to come around with them. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Lolo, what a stroke on that guy.
Still hitting them good, I understand.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I would love to see him. I had no idea he's still around like that.
Yeah. Well, Stevie said that he's still playing pool.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I got to talk to Stevie about him.
I guess we got a safe coming up here.
Yeah.
What? Well, I thought he took a
Oh,
swing at that.
yeah.
He hit the pump the brakes.
What did he do? Drop his cue or something?
Yeah, he
He
was
like-
going to shoot it, and then he just
Like
backed.
tapped back, right?
Like he
He
seen
saw
a
something.
ghost.
Yeah, he saw something. Well, you know what? He's realizing he wants to either play this behind the 4, okay, but he doesn't want to leave the combination kick.
Or scratch.
Or
He doesn't want
scratch
to leave
either.
the 1-9 kick, combination shot possibly. So he elected to go the other way.
Yeah,
He
that's
set
nice.
he played it well.
He played it real well.
Yeah.
Dennis trying to do whatever he can to stay in this match, you know?
Well, he's in it now.
Well, yeah, he's
Yeah.
within one, but did Mike? Mike did have the break, and had the first swing at this rack. So
I guess right now they're fighting for possession of the table again because
Right.
it's generally a
Open table
two to 3 game swing when they do that.
this is a nice open rack too. So whoever gets this rack, whoever gets possession of the rack is.
I think he's going to be forced to kick at this ball.
He's calling it in the side, and he's jumping it. Yeah,
Wow,
he's jumping it.
this is crazy.
Jump bank,
I think this one ball goes.
like jumping ship.
goes
Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah, that's no good.
Yeah, the 3 goes in, and still the opportunity for
Nope.
Dennis to tell him to shoot again, but
No, I think he's
There
gonna
ain't a
duck behind it
champion.
too.
yeah, there ain't a champion in the world that's going to
Lock him up here.
let you shoot from here.
No way.
The problem here is even locking him up behind the 2, the 1 ball is going towards the 9.
Yeah.
And you really don't want to position that 1 too close to the 9 because he's going to be swinging at the 1, his next shot.
And
for
take a free
kick.
shot at it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that was perfect. He did bring it towards the 9. However, he's a lot of things would have to go right now. He'd have to hit that 1 perfectly to cut it towards the 9 to then cut that to the
Yeah,
corner.
Dennis hit
So,
it good where he kept separation
This
between
is
the 1
where
and 9.
this
I
is
mean,
where I say the stars have to align just
Yeah.
perfectly.
I mean, a little harder. The 1 ball creeps a little closer to that 9 ball.
Mm-hmm.
They freeze and get wired. All he has to do is hit the 1.
Right.
That's why I don't like playing safe, putting the next ball that you're kicking anywhere close to that 9 ball.
Right.
I mean, unless you have to. He kind of had to there. Nice hit.
Nice hit. Bumps to 8. And does it go past the 4? That's a maybe.
Wow, look at this. He's got to just roll this in.
If it goes by the 4, it does look like it does, but it's tight.
It goes.
It's a little tight, though.
It goes. It's just the aggravation of shooting over it. And Dennis says, go ahead. You shoot it. It looks like it goes. And the good thing is all you got to do is roll it, but you might wind up shooting again jacked over the 4.
Yeah. I mean, any clip to that 4 will keep it out. Unless he hits it perfect.
Mike looks like he's about to fire it. Well, he rolled it. There you go.
Yeah. I'm surprised he gave it back because of the 2, where it is. If the
Well-
2, if he had to like draw or do something
Right.
crazy to get to the 2, then I can see him giving it back. But since he basically just had to roll it,
There's a lot of aggravation in that shot. It wasn't easy to make, that's for
it
sure.
is. But I'm sure it was a tough decision to really give that back to him, especially since he saw fairly easy it was to kick it in, to roll it in. Now he's giving back a.
Boy, he's working the table up, down, huh?
Yep.
At its best.
Little spinach. Boink.
And I'm writing the check in his name.
He's perfect here. I think Dennis probably questioning why he gave that back to him.
Oh, it's haunting him. Especially when the score is that close.
I mean, they're at the halfway point, and Mike is just over the hump now. But still, only like I said, only because of where the 2 was that I question why he did that. If the 2 was anywhere else, like a short rail on the rail somewhere where he had to have forced the ball, then I can see why he would give it back. But
And take no credit away from Mike for making that
no,
shot.
absolutely,
That
was
wasn't the easiest
it wasn't
shot
a gimme. No, but for sure
by
it's
far.
not. For sure it's not. But
He's showing the champion that he is.
I think Dennis will think again before he gives him a shot back like that. He just, practically handed it back to him just like that. It's tough. Who knows why they make those choices sometimes.
Decisions.
Well, like I said, he probably figured if he clipped that 4 in any way, it was out of that pocket.
Yeah.
Excuse me. A little coughing fit.
You're not sick.
What was the last
No,
thing you had
no,
to,
not
what was
at
the
all.
last thing you had to drink? Coffee?
Yeah, and then that's why I just got a water.
Getting a little dry. It'll dehydrate you enough.
Much better.
I really haven't witnessed any of this going on until this match. I don't know about you guys with the rack.
Oh,
touching
yeah.
the 1 ball.
No, but you know what? They're both.
Not saying anything's
No.
happened. I just hadn't witnessed it.
No, both of them. When Dennis was here the other night, he practiced for about a couple hours, and I'd say 30% of the time that he was practicing, this is what he was doing.
Yeah, he was breaking.
No,
and
he was racking
and making sure they're frozen.
and making sure they were frozen, and just pushing them up there, making sure they're straight, and roll like how he's rolling them up like that now. He was doing that for most of the time.
Yep.
I was like, this guy can practice. Nobody was practicing. He was practicing racking
And the cut break.
and the cut break. Yeah.
Yeah, he does that. He's done it at Steinway. I've seen him grab a table and kind of sit there and do the same thing. And
Yeah.
just, I mean, it happens. You play in every table rolls different and racks different, so you can't blame a guy for.
Oh, that's a good rack. Oh,
Well, that one is moving.
see how he's spinning? He's taking those
Trying to
two-
lock him up.
2 back balls. He's trying to lock them up, but as you spin them back, it releases a little tension off, and
Educational.
those back balls.
You could learn it right here.
The 9.
Joe Tucker.
Watch the 9. Watch the 9 ball. Watch out. The
JoeTucker.net.
The ones.
Watch the 9 ball go towards the corner.
Yeah. Watch the 9 ball goes towards the corner. Watch. I'm telling you.
Take it easy.
Let's see what side of the break he's
You're
going to go.
educating everybody. Well, then it says, let's fire up. Clear for takeoff.
Rocket launcher.
Let's sweat it.
Now the
Now,
one-
depending on what side of the rack he's breaking off of.
right.
Troy's brutal.
You're brutal.
Let's see.
You're equally as brutal.
Right in back of the 8. Watch. Right hand side. The 9 ball's going to go that way. It can also get kicked.
I like
but
the
it's
4, the 5. I mean,
He pockets the 9 ball.
9. I mean 5.
There-
Oh,
there
there
it
goes the
goes.
5. You see the 5 was
Where's
going.
that 9 going now?
That 5 was going. He just missed it. We're having too much
3,
fun.
6, 9.
This is coffee.
But
It's
he
just
can't.
too much.
Well, all that, working, and he still didn't make a ball because that 9 ball's up on
You
the
learn.
spot.
This coffee's too strong.
Yeah, the 9 ball's up by the spot, so you know.
Yeah, yeah.
This is tough.
We're,
Mike can barely see this. He's going to try and lock him up behind a 2 ball.
we're being silly. Oh, double kisser.
Oh,
Oh, no.
that's going to cost you. Now, is the score right? 6-4?
It is 6-4.
Some of the exempt ones are or something like that.
Just a little input. George Rodriguez plays the winner of this match right here. We don't know if that's going to be on the stream. That's up to the tournament directors, but just to give you that update.
Nice.
And I did post the brackets, the latest brackets, on my Facebook page.
Thank you, Al. Al's always on the job. All right, Dennis with a little bigger angle than he. Well, this is what he got. He's at the table. He's happy.
Yeah, he's very happy.
He just wants to make sure that he gets a nice angle.
I got to send the brackets to a
What is it?
couple people. I'll be right back. So.
Sure. Okay, folks at home, it's just me and you. Again, Dennis just looking at what angle he needs. He's playing quite deliberate now. If you see that he's putting his cue down, making sure where he wants to be on the table, try to get this run out, and close the gap a little between him and Dechaine. Right now, it's 6-4 in favor of Mike Dechaine, race to 10. In my opinion, maybe he made a mistake last rack. I know that was a tough shot to shoot over the ball, but just where the 2 ball was lying, I think that he should have shot that 1 himself. But he turned over the table to Mike, and Mike now with a 2-game lead because of that choice. Oh, that's my opinion. Maybe you just want to bump the 8-ball out the way. Oh, it didn't. This angle, I didn't realize he had the 5 straight. And he hit that perfectly. No real trouble here unless he bumped that 8 in the path of the 9, which looks like it. So right now, it's just a matter of getting position from the 7 to the 8. Probably wants to be on the right side of the table now. See, if that 8 doesn't go, then he's just going to shoot the 7, come down to the short rail, and come between the balls, between the 8 and 9, in position for the bottom left corner. Just like that. It's perfect. Beautiful cue ball control. And that'll bring Dennis within 1 game now. It's 6-5. We'll update that for you in a second. Mike Dechaine to break. Hope everyone is enjoying this nice tournament that we're having here at Gotham. You know, both players are petting the rack. That's what we call petting the rack. He's literally petting the 1 towards the stack and try to freeze those balls together. Now he takes the rack and tap the 1 into place. see the change the view here. I like this.
Watch the wing ball.
7 ball, 7 ball. Ooh, just missed it. The
Six
6
got-
came around and got knocked in. Welcome back, Al.
I never left. One ball right into the corner pocket. I've been here.
Yeah.
Open your eyes every once in a while, will
Yeah,
you?
sure. The folks at home know that you leave me here all alone, shackled to this
Left
seat.
you in good hands. Allstate, upstate.
Hey, he left too. What do you
Who?
mean?
Who says who? I didn't go anywhere.
You folks at home, they leave me here. They shackle me to the seat.
Come on down.
They barely leave me a glass of water.
Oh, God.
I'm just playing.
No, that was Mike Dechaine's break. He
That
wound
was
up. Wow.
the Shane's break.
There, that's what you want in a break, that's for sure.
Well, he popped a 6 in, had a shot. He's got a beautiful shot here to run this rack out also. Nice draw. That's all. Got a little straight, but I think he's good still. Got a little straighter than he wanted for that bump on the 4. Put a little something, but he can spin this out with top right. Just like that.
Yeah, this is a road map here. Stop, stop, stop. Boom, boom, boom. Get a little angle from the 5 right to the 7, and kind of leave the cue ball
Going
right there.
around, yeah, come around.
Just leave it right there and come back.
Excuse the noise. Troy forgot to.
I thought I shut it down. I'm so sorry. I put the microphone in.
So Troy
my-
has a
my leg
little
to-
dry throat issue at the moment, and has been kind of coughing. So excuse him. He forgot to mute himself before all that.
I blasted everybody out. I
I'm
apologize.
sorry, folks at home.
Yeah, I have to edit that one out.
Well, he ran this nice,
That was a nice rack.
and that puts him again in the two rack lead, 7-5.
Dennis knows we're getting closer to the end. It's imperative now, more than ever.
Or
that
they're going
he-
to have to be quite deliberate with these racks now. I mean,
Yeah, he-
Dennis more than any. I mean, both of them respectively, but Dennis, in order to try to get back.
Especially after a break and run, Mike breaks, makes the ball, and runs out, and now it's he's behind one break. He must have given up control of his break and lost that game because at 5-7 on his break, he really needs to get this done here.
Here's another cut break. You can see it. It's going to smash the side of that, the 1. Well, he made a ball on the side. What did he make?
He
The
got
2 ball.
Yeah, fortunate to
2
kick.
ball on the side. He's got a shot on the 1. No clusters. Nice.
This is tough. It's hard to reach.
It's not easy. He can get there though.
He can reach this.
I believe so. You might have to lay on the table a little. He's short, but I
No,
think he can get.
just anybody. This is a tough shot. Yeah, see, couldn't reach it.
Yeah.
I don't think I can reach that being a righty.
I shoot both, so that's why.
I
I
do.
guess why I look at those shots sometimes. I'm like, yeah, that's makeable. It's just because I'm ambidextrous.
How
I
about
shoot lefty and right.
Thinking going back of his. That's how much he likes the bridge, I guess. He's looking to go back of his back and shoot it. He doesn't like it, I don't think.
Well, he's got a little window between the 6-8 really to get optimal position for that 3.
Yeah. Well, he's got a few spots he can
He
lay on
does.
the rail by the 7.
He could. But
Anywhere where a little bit above the 4, all the way to the 6.
right.
And there's a window between the 5. You know, there's a few good spots.
There is. See where he pointed? He
Yeah.
did point between the 6-8
Right on the
window.
spot.
Yeah, 6-8 window, right near the spot.
How do you like this shot? This
Well,
is-
you know, a lot of these Filipinos, they're very comfortable shooting
he's not-
backhanded.
That's
like
that's a little pushed out. It's a little too far because he like hyperextending his shoulder a little bit.
Mhm.
This is this could be a match shot. He knows if he hangs this up, he's in deep trouble. So
Yeah, he's having
he's
a
going to
little.
make sure he's very comfortable, whatever he's shooting.
He's not comfortable. He's not. At this point, he's so uncomfortable. He's extending that shoulder too much. But he is more comfortable doing this. That's amazing. Most people would be like, "No, I'm taking the bridge." He shoots it perfectly. My goodness.
And he hit it
You hit it.
behind the back, stretched out, with position.
You want some? Neil, please. Administer.
My hands are.
Tied.
Oh, he's a little. This is
He's good. He's
very-
going to shoot the 4 in the same pocket.
very important pass of the match here. Watch
Uh-oh.
the 8
Uh-oh.
ball.
Uh-oh. He's got it still. Wow, what dangerous shot there.
Yeah. Now this 5. Is he going to elect to punch up? And
Yeah, punch up. That's perfect.
okay, Dennis worked himself out of that rack after a break. He came with it. Made
Well, the 1 was key right there. The 1.
Mike broke, ran out.
And now he
Dennis broke, ran out. Put the heat right back on him. It doesn't get much better than this, folks.
It really does it.
Bravo. All right. With the sinking of that 9 ball, we're going to bring Dennis to 6 and Mike at 7 with the break. With both players taking turns with their break, making a ball and running out. It's like Mike broke, ran out, and said, "How do you like that?" Dennis came back, said, "Like that." That's great. Let's see if Mike can do it again. It's gonna be a real battle going to the 10 mark.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I believe we got Al back in the house.
He says he never left, so.
You're live there, Al.
Never did. Wing ball didn't go this time. That's 7 tried, but
Watch the
came in
6.
way too short.
Oh,
Left a shot for Dennis.
big trouble.
Everything wide open. In other words, they all have a pocket.
This
Could go 7-7 here.
Yeah, that'll be great. 7-7, and then Dennis's break.
Just want to bring this up to date so you guys know the next matchup is going to be Mika Eminen, the Iceman, playing the young gun, 23 years old, from Spain, Francisco Ruiz. Coming up next, Francisco Ruiz is knocking people out left and right. Wait till you see this
Plays
young
really
man play.
He's making a statement. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Be nice to see him and show the folks at home who he is.
Yeah, I believe 3 young lads came from Spain, and they traveled together, and they all played really well. I would have to look at the brackets, but I believe the taller fellow. I think he was in it until
Yeah.
just recently. I
Yeah.
don't know if he's still in or not.
He was just here. He just walked out.
but he cannot do it. This is the free sample.
Yes.
The rest you have to pay.
Okay. No problem.
No problem.
No problem. Try to pay whatever you
I'm
want.
cheap.
But you're worth it no matter what. Oh no. Wow.
That's a big mistake.
And has made this an early rack with the 7-9 combo now.
Well, he still has a lot of room, a lot of work ahead of him
Yeah,
with the
absolutely.
2-ball.
But he's made it an early rack.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Oh, with his super extended cue.
Let's get the pink ribbon around it.
Yeah, that's nice. The breast cancer awareness.
Really nice shot. Watch the speed.
Wow, that's perfect.
Oh, that was
Some of these shots are so elegant, elegant rather. Sometimes.
that may be a very costly mistake by Dennis. It's kind of unfortunate that it boils down sometimes to one shot at the end of the match. You make a mistake and it'll cost you. I mean, you can lose and not make a mistake and play lights out. That's not as bad. You know, you don't feel, nobody likes to lose, but you don't feel as bad. You say, hey, listen, I played well. The other guy played better.
Right, right.
I really didn't make any mistakes, especially at the end. You know, we went back and forth. I ran out, he ran out. But if you miss a shot like that and you kind of hand it over to your opponent,
Yeah.
now you put yourself in a deficit of 8-6. Yeah, you're going to be disappointed, that's for sure. Mike's just going to bring it back here a little bit. And he's got the calls a combination.
I think he just has to cut the 7 just a little. Well, not even. It looked like he had to cut it just a little, but no.
And
And-
that brings, we're going to update the score for you.
And
That brings-
again, two rack lead again. 8-6.
Yeah, and Dennis had a couple opportunities to close that little bit of gap that he has where he lost his serve
Right.
on the break. It should be 7-7.
It should be 7-7 right now.
Absolutely. And with Dennis breaking,
Technically, it should be 9-7 if he didn't turn that rack over before when he
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
when he chose to give back the 1 ball.
okay, yeah,
Remember
yeah,
that
yeah,
rack?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 racks ago.
But there, you know what?
But
In
I
all
mean-
honesty, there's a race we're at 12 or 14 games right now. There was only a couple missed balls, and maybe 1 or 2 missed safe opportunities. that-
Right.
They weren't even bad safes. They were just not lock-up safes. Where
Right.
the other opponent was able to outmaneuver you and get you on a better safe. I think Mike missed 1 kick, and that was it. I mean, you've seen some pretty jam-up pull.
Yeah.
If most people can play like this, they'd be happy. But I can rest assured, Dennis is not very happy right now
Right.
with his performance and missing a couple of those shots and possibly playing a bad safe. Yeah, but not many. I mean,
No, not at all.
I think we've seen some pretty close to some perfect pool.
Right. Don't get me wrong. I'm not criticizing him for the choice he made. I just merely said, and this is for the folks at home too, who's heard me say about being surprised that he gave that back.
Right,
There was a danger of clipping the 4 on the way in, things like that. My opinion, and I'm entitled to my opinion. My opinion is that only because of where the 2 ball was in that rack,
Right.
where he didn't have to do anything too crazy to get back to it. That's the only reason why I was very, very surprised Dennis did not take
Right. Take
that
it back.
shot, even
right.
if he was jacked up or whatever. And Mike made a great shot on that one and did get out nicely.
I don't know what he
But that's the
called.
only
He cou-
reason. And
I don't
again,
know if
that's
he
my
called the
opinion.
1 or the 3 here, but he did.
I think he called. He had to call the. I
He
thought
called
he
the 3.
Wow. Surprised because the 3 is hanging out a little further than what it looks like on the screen. So you would think that he can get behind
Yeah, I
it.
guess if he tried to slide behind it, he was thinking that it would kiss and. Did he leave him that shot again? No, he's not going to get that up.
He does have a safety here.
He does.
He does.
He has a,
he has
and
to
a
be.
real aggressive shot here too.
He has a yeah, exactly. He could bring the cue ball somewhere between the 4 and the 7, and the 1. If he floats it down, he's got blockers with the 9-8, unless he goes to super wide, and goes towards the corner pocket. And if he leaves it, then that's big trouble. But they know
He's
how
gonna
to.
let him
They,
shoot
he's
again.
gonna. Yeah, I thought that.
Knows
that
another good shot right here. You go in back of it and you kick it past the 2, and it comes 2 rails. Kick the 1, leave the cue ball there, and the
one
ball
goes to the long
comes-
rail, so-
Comes to the long rail and back of the 8 ball.
The 2
It's
is
a shot.
The 2 is in the way though of
Kind
might
of.
might bump it and leave him right open in
It
the middle
could.
of the table. So.
Or it can bump it fuller and come back there also. I mean, he's put him to it a little bit. I see a shot. All he has to do is kick it straight to the rail. The ball comes back, lays here by the 6, a little over, closer to the diamond, and I use the 2 as a blocker. And you got the 2-9-8 blocker.
Okay.
You see it?
I see what you mean. Yeah, get behind
bank
there.
it.
I understand what you mean.
Bank it back down here. Float the cue ball 2 rails and use the 2 as a blocker. Try and nestle up to it.
I mean, how about something simple? He can put the 1 near the 4 and the cue ball behind the 2 on the long rail. Just split them up. He can do that.
Let's see
There's
what
not much to leave him after that. I mean, as far as a shot.
he's going to cut it then, I think.
No?
Tried to use a 6.
And you got to be awfully precise to do that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah, there was no room for error there.
Sometimes, sometimes safety doesn't mean that
You have
shoot-
to lock
hit-
him
lock
up.
'em up.
Right. It means
And it doesn't
a
mean
chance
that-
for the next safety.
Or even if he sees it.
Right, yeah. Like a
Even
chance
if
for...
just
you're-
leave
you're-
him somewhere difficult, somewhere where he has to make a tough choice
Right.
as well. Now,
No.
well,
Watch the
look
2.
at this. My goodness. He's locked
No,
himself up.
he's good.
Did he?
Yeah, he's all right. He can make this.
I'm looking at the screen like I can look around the ball.
If you go stand over there and see if you
If
can
I stand
still,
right
yeah.
here, I might be able to tell. This coffee's too strong.
Now, did you get a hold of that one? Snooki's looking to see if the 1 ball goes,
And she's leaning.
and she's actually leaning
Yeah, I've done it.
like it's a 3D table or something.
You're just looking at the monitor leaning. I've done it. I caught you doing it too.
No, you.
Yes,
Yeah.
you've done that.
I
And
can't.
looking
Okay.
around the waist of the players, leaning over the
No,
shot.
it's the sun that hits.
Yeah, it's not even sunny. Don't even. You folks at home. See what I
In
gotta
fact,
deal
you
with.
and I did the same thing up at Snookers. We were like leaning around to see if we can see around the person's body on the monitor.
It's just a habit. It's a little habit because
Well,
normally.
it does look so clear like that. We're actually looking through a window and
This
looking
is
at the
the
table.
phase that you go through after a while. When you're looking at these people, you actually think you're looking at that.
Right. Yeah.
You're going to catch yourself after a while. Believe me, that's what I go through. It's a natural high.
Wow,
But
what
it's
a
scary.
nice shot.
It's scary.
That was a really
I
nice
make
shot.
one little boo boo and these guys just get all up in a roar.
Believe me, it's scary when you catch yourself looking at somebody and you think you're commentating on a monitor. You realize that you might be by yourself. It's scary.
You might be you keep doing that, you might be by yourself in a rubber room.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that what it is? All right, all right.
Well, he played that pretty good. He's
Yeah,
staying on top of
absolutely.
it. He just wants to roll down. Oh, can he float it down from that position? Yeah,
I-
he can. He's
Yeah,
got
I
enough.
think so. Gonna float, hit just past the side, just like that.
Well, I'll tell you what, Dennis is not going down without a fight. Is this a A-side or a B-side match?
I think it's the winner side.
Oh,
Almost
okay.
positive.
I'll take a look. I just
Yeah, I'm
posted it.
almost 100% positive. I got it right here, too. With that, we're going to put Dennis up one more.
8-7. Within a game.
And Mikey's break.
That seems to be the tough thing right here. Is if he finally gets a run out, he comes within the game, and then it's Mike's break. You know,
Yeah.
it's tough. I mean, you got to see what Mike comes out with on this break here.
Jared, the Jazz man, he's an amazing guy. He's out there.
That's
That
the
is the
winner side.
A-side match.
Yep.
Yeah, this is an A-side match.
And the winner here goes on to play House Pro George Rodriguez. I don't know which match we'll be playing. I believe Al said it before. It might be
I already put it up.
Campo Clap or...
Oh
Okay.
no, he's the Spaniard.
Oh, okay, that's right.
It's going to be right there on the monitor. Francisco Ruiz. Actually, it's Francisco Sanchez Ruiz against the Iceman, Mika Immonen, up next. The young gun, 23 years old, knocking people down like they're sitting ducks. We're about to witness him firsthand right after this match.
23. That's unfair.
You know, he reminds me of John Fulcher, not Fulcher, the young German that was at Steinway.
Good
Played in the
old,
street.
good old, what's his name?
Johnny Filla?
Johnny.
Joshua Filla.
Joshua.
Joshua Filla, 19 years old. That's who he reminds me of.
Nice break. And made a ball.
And a shot on a one.
And a shot on the one.
This is the dangerous thing going on here.
And there's a player timeout. And a good time to take a timeout. Mike's known for that.
In the meantime, I'm looking at a beautiful cue right now.
Mike's able to do that.
Troy is
He's-
showing me a new cue that he got. It's beautiful. To Tascarella.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
But Mike does that. He plays that smart.
One second, I just got to interrupt everybody. The next match is not going to be Francisco Sanchez Ruiz and Mika. They already had him out on the table. Little mix-up with the tournament directors in the booth. So we're going to await our match. And I got to go back and take all those posts down that I just posted up, guys. Sorry about that. Little mix-up, it happens. It's all about the tournament.
All right, so Al will be working in the background and the player timeout. So it's me and you guys, and whenever Al feels like tapping in, I think he's going to be busy working in the background right now. Unfortunately, they forgot to alert us at the booth that that match was going out and not going on. The only thing is that, unfortunately, Al's been posting on social media that match is going on. So,
Exactly.
unfortunately,
It's not.
it's not.
It's going on, but not on the
It's
stream
going
table.
on, but not on the stream table.
Oh, wait
yeah.
a minute. Unless it's not even on one of the tables that we have a camera on. Okay.
No.
All right, no problem. We got it. We got this. It wouldn't be your first time. We got this. Sorry about too slow. I'm sorry. I got to take that down, buddy. There was a mix-up at the tournament chart. Where else did I post it? Over here.
Okay, so again, we have a player timeout. Mike, nice break. He's got an beautiful open shot at the one. And possible run out from here. And possibly on the hill after this, if he runs this. Should he run this rack out, he will be on the hill. So, Other than that, anybody who's joining us live, I hope.
We are 8-7 though, right?
Yeah, we are 8-7.
They're on a timeout.
They are on a timeout.
I'll be right back. Would you mind?
No,
Or do you
not
wanna
at all. Go
okay,
ahead. I
I'll
know
be
you
right
have to
back,
work
guys.
in the background.
Oh, they're not on a timeout. Mike Dechaine.
Well, then now
the
they're back. They were on a timeout. But
Okay.
I'm good. I know you need to work in the background.
Guys,
so go
I
ahead.
took all those posts down, so it's not going to be Francisco and Mika next. As soon as we find out, we'll let everybody know.
Again, sorry for that. It's just a little mix-up here, tournament directors.
And the booth.
And the booth. So when we find out, you will find out.
Yes.
And let's take a look at this
And
rack here.
away we go, baby. We got a hot cake brewing right here. This is one match you don't want to miss. Mike Dechaine threatening to get up on the hill in front of Dennis Orcollo with this rack right here. And the only thing Dennis can hope for is to have a shot back at the table and have a shot where he can see an object ball if Mike happens to give him a chance.
Well, if Mike gives him a chance to get back on this table, should Dennis run out, he also has a break coming in. And that would obviously...
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he still has
No,
the
he still
shot.
got it. He still got
But
it.
you want to know something? Mike's not going to give him any error.
Oh, he's definitely not going to willingly give him a... He's not going to willingly give him a chance.
Right. It's quite all right. Okay. Yeah, he's got the 3. Unless he's going to play the billiard. He might play the carom and then play the 3 in the corner. No, it went clean.
Clean as a whistle.
I remember a commercial made many years ago. Mr. Clean, right?
Mr. Clean, yeah.
Yeah. Mike doesn't want to give him an ounce of air.
Not even a little. He doesn't even want to think.
You need air? Go down to the local gas station. dollar an air kicker.
Isn't that something? It used to be 10 cents when I was a kid.
Used to be free. It's still free by
Well,
me.
some places are free, but
Free up by me.
yeah, well, yeah, where
Some
I live,
places.
where I
Majority
live.
of the places up by me are free.
I live in
Not all of
Manhattan.
them.
Every they're not giving free anything.
Manhattan. They should call it Rape Man.
Rape
Rape
Hatton.
Hatton or something like that.
God. No, I know there are some places that's free, whatever. But you go to Manhattan and 75 cents a dollar just to get air.
Yeah, it's crazy. In fact, I did it the last time I was here. It was $1 down here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Uh,
It's brutal.
you ain't kidding.
It all goes to the rent, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Sky high.
I mean, it's a business and you got to
Taxes.
do it, but it's like, my goodness, it's air.
My goodness, Mike Dechaine to the hill.
Yes.
There you have it. To the hill. Talking about the hill. If you're ever playing on top of the hill, make sure you got a glove on. MolinariGlove.com. Why get the glove? Because the glove fits. Trust me, it fits your left and right hand. I seen, I always forget his name now. Gee whiz, under the wing of that guy.
That guy? Yeah, that's good. I know that guy and his cousin, his family, those people, and whatchamacallits.
Champion 3-cushion billiard player. Gee whiz, German. Beep-a-dee-ba-dee. Anyway. See a lot of them playing with this. A lot of pool players starting to
You
play
talking
with it.
about Sullivan?
No, I'll remember later on. MolinariGlove.com. Aramith balls, the best you
Oh, you
can
said
use.
3-cushion, I'm sorry.
And make sure you're using the best cloth. It's Simonis, in business for over 333 years.
Yowza.
Talking about 333 years of getting annoyed about the rack and how come the ball don't go in and how do I do this and do that along with drills. JoeTucker.net is giving the secrets out. The secrets are being released. You got to have clearance. The only way you can learn this and have clearance is by getting down with JoeTucker.net. Cost you like $8 and learn how to read the rack. Ozone Billiards, OzoneBilliards.com, along with AccuStats, who's going to be bringing the U.S. Open to us via pay-per-view, October 24th through the 30th. AccuStats.com. Go over there and get your pass right away. You don't want to get locked out of that one, believe me when I tell you. Baltimore City Q's, and our guy in the hole right now, he's out there. Trust me when I tell you. Ron Mason of Gotham City Technologies.
The Rhino.
Talk about clearance in Washington, D.C. He's got it. He's laying out about another 50,000 feet of cable, by the way, and keep up to date with Ron Mason on Facebook on Gotham City Technologies. He does put out job offers out there. And if you qualify, you might just get down with the biggest company in the metropolitan area, Gotham City Technologies. Ron Mason at home and his mother's going, yeah, yeah.
I can just picture that too. My boy Al.
You owe me one. There you go. Mike Dechaine on the hill. Troy, sitting in the wings, was very quiet for a little while. He was actually on another device looking at Joe Tucker's site and reading some articles that he has on there and watching a partial DVD trailer, trying to learn the
You're
rack.
getting all the secrets,
Got
aren't
the
you?
hook.
Is that
He's
what
got
you're
the
doing?
hook up.
You're
Got the
doing
hook
that
up.
behind our back?
Well, I see how he's pinching him back. It's one of the secrets there.
Well, you can't pinch him back. Tony laid the rule down. If you're going to rack, you got to move the rack forward and not backwards.
Getting back, you mentioned AccuStats. I believe if you want to get to it, you better get to it soon. The early bird special for the Open
Yeah.
will be running out soon.
And not only that, to make it happen, they got a lot of things going on.
Yep.
Early bird.
Early bird gets the worm. This is one of the most important breaks of this match. He's still down that two-game deficit.
Mike on the hill.
With Mike on the hill, you can't afford not to make a ball here.
Watch the 5 and the 3.
And watch, see if you can keep an eye on them all.
There's the
3,
3, the
Wow.
2, the 6.
And the cue.
And the cue. Oh, no.
That's all right.
That's all right.
Poor Dennis.
That's
Well,
all
Mike
right. That's
did-
all right for us because we're not in the match.
He
Mike did-
knows he.
Goodness.
Mike
Sorry.
did give a little pause to looking at the rack.
Dennis knows better. He's got to control that rock. You
Yeah.
can't let that rock run.
Yep. But we have the. He's got to just get on the 4, get on the 5 here. Tony was saying before this 5 ball is like the 8 ball in the match. And how did he get on that? Close to his work, but the 4 ball. Oh, okay.
Are you snoozing the 4?
The 4 went into the darkness. This is tough.
Not when
Not
he does that.
not anymore, it isn't.
My goodness.
That was a winner there.
Yeah. Do you ever notice the pool players? We say things that only other pool players will understand.
They get it, yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, if you talk to someone, you said, we let the rock run. Think of someone who doesn't know anything about
Yes,
pool, who would listen to us say
yeah,
something about
billiard.
rock running.
Yeah. Rocks don't run.
Rocks don't run.
They skip.
There's just a lot of terminology that we use.
Jump the rock.
Yeah.
That'd be good for someone to come up with a
list of
little
things?
list of acronyms that we use.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, and they're different
Run the rack or just
different
you know,
parts of the country too. They use different sayings.
squat the rock.
Yep,
I mean,
yep.
just so many. There's so many. Break and run. They don't know what break and run is. What is that?
Wired.
Wired, dressed up. Kinky used to say that. Dress up.
I heard one the other day. There
Wow.
we go. With that, Mike Dechaine takes it down,
10,
sending
7.
Dennis Orcollo to the B side. He is not out, folks, and don't count him out. Don't be surprised if you see him, the likes of him again.
And we'll turn this over to Al, who's going to close this out. He's kind of
Yeah, he's on
working
the phone.
in the
That's
background.
okay. We'll keep it going for him until he. We're going to shut this recording down and get ready for the next match, and we'll see you folks in a few minutes. And I believe he posted the change in the match. And
Yeah, I
we'd like-
think that's what he's getting right now to
Yeah.
update us who's going to play. So
Okay. With that,
we'll just take a
Snook,
quick little
we'll see you
break
later.
and we'll set up the next match and be with you folks in momentarily.
a little bit. Thank
All
you
right,
once
thank
again,
you.
Al.